Okay, so I drew my little sketch of how I kind of thought, it's not very good. I'm a little embarrassed by it. But anyway, uh, of how I wanted my object to kind of look. The direction is kind of looking up at it. So in deciding that I'm looking up at it, that means my vanishing point, my Z vanishing point, is up top and my X and Y are down here, right? Because I'm looking up at it. Now I'm looking at my rectangle here and this rectangle here to try to establish how, where my box is. I actually started with this line and then drew up, and I thought, oh, that's a little too thick, too wide. So I narrowed it down a little bit. There's going to be some adjusting that has to happen here. But now the next thing is going to be about, I'm going to make a decision here about this little rectangle right here. Sorry, I'm trying to hold the camera with one hand and this with the other. But what I'm looking at is, if I only had a prehensile tail, that would be really helpful right about now. So I'm looking at the proportions of height to width on that thing, right? And I'm going to bring this in, out here, that's too far, too long, too wide, right? Too wide, not wide enough, right? Way not wide enough. So the idea here is that rotating it off of that vanishing point, I'm going to come out here and find a place that looks like that rectangle in perspective. Does that make sense? Now when I get to the big drawing, I can also make some adjustments, but if I can solve that problem earlier before I get drawing the big drawing, that will be better, okay? So I'm looking at that, and that looks about right to me. It looks about right. The thing is that back here on the back rectangle, that's where I'm going to have, a better time with deciding what the proportions are, right? Is this rectangle back here, the one that's going to be back here, is less foreshortened than this one is up here. So I really should make the decision back there, right? Now if I make the decision and then I decide it's wrong later, it's not that big of a deal. It's outpatient surgery to change it, even when I've got to the big object, but I'm looking at that. I come over here looking at that, it's a little too wide, a little too wide. Now I'm kind of in the right ballpark, something like that. Okay, so I'm going to draw my line. I'm going to draw that back plane and see what I think of it then. Okay, I'll be back.